I saw and heard Sarah many times before I believed she could be real. She hid in shadows and around corners, but not too well to escape my notice. I would hear her walking cautiously around the house at night, at times. Other times, there would be no attempt at stealth. Sometimes she would shriek or weep. Every time I saw her, she was always partially transparent, or like a wisp of smoke. She was here when I moved into the house. As far as I know, she'll be here as long as the house stands. Perhaps she'll be here even longer. I know why Sarah's haunting this house. I learned about who she was and how she became a spirit by reading up old newspaper stories on my home at the local history section of the library. I had thought my childhood was a bad one. Compared to the ending of hers, mine was idyllic. Her father, a single parent, had suffered from a brain tumor on the day he went mad, and like Charles Whitman and other murderers so afflicted, it compelled him to kill pointlessly, seemingly out of the blue. He became obsessed with a butcher knife. He apparently found many occasions to use it on her and himself during those final days, as the newspaper said. Her life ended in something I've seen reenacted many times now. On the last night, holding her stuffed bear to give her courage, she went into the living room to ask her father to let her leave the house, or at least to stop hurting her. He must have gotten up and killed her then. When this part of the haunting happens, a large gash appears upon her throat, and she falls to the floor where she lies twitching occasionally until she fades away. When I first saw her reliving this experience was the time I finally accepted that she was real, because she was very different then. When I saw her walk into the living room that night, she was not a mere ghost, something easily dismissed as a trick of a stressed brain. When I saw her reenact her death, she was as physical as me, though I don't know how that was possible. I let this happen to her twice. The first time because I didn't know what was going to happen. The second was because I was worried what might happen if I interfered. But after watching her fade away again, I felt I had to do something. That third time that she came down the hallway to beg the empty chair to let her leave, I yelled at her to run, but she didn't seem to acknowledge me. I ran over, picked her up without thinking about the implications, and carried her away. I was expecting what I did to mean nothing. I assumed her throat would split again as I carried her or after I set her down. Instead, apparently, moving her from the living room changed the ritual. I put her down in my bedroom and her throat stayed intact. She was still seemingly a normal girl. I can hardly claim to be her savior, though. After a short time, she still faded away. By the next day, she had resumed her usual behavior for haunting the house. She resumed looking only like a ghost instead of like a physical being. It's all the same as it always was, except for one thing. Just an hour ago, she came into the living room again, all flesh and bones. I had moved the chair to where her father must have had his, and she looked me in the eyes as she came into the living room. "Hello, Sarah," I said as I got up.
"No. Please, no,"
Sarah begged as I approached. There's no one but me who has any opportunity to see or hear her. There's almost no one who would believe this pretty little girl is at times still on this plane of existence, in this house. No wonder I didn't believe she was real. How could I be so lucky?